Hello everyone, welcome to Krishna's online lectures. In this video, I am going to discuss about concepts of rotation. So as I have discussed in previous lesson about curvilinear motion. So curvilinear motion we defined as a motion of particle along the curved path. So curved path if we define, so the path which is not straight or the path which is having some center. So curvilinear motion we generally define for a particle. So here we have the curvilinear path or curved path. So if our particle is here and if it is start moving along this curved path in particular direction, so the starting point and end point of the particle along this curved path will be different. This particle will not come back to the original position or at the initial position, and center of the curve can change. It will not be constant. So here, if our center of this particular curve up to particular portion is here, so after that portion the center of the curve can change at different position. So curvilinear motion is defined as a motion of particle along a curved path when the particle does not repeat its path or it will not come to the original position or initial position, and center of rotation can be changed. So this is about the curvilinear motion. Now we talk about rotation. So rotation is also known as curvilinear motion, where we consider motion of the particle along a curved path, but that curved path will be a circular path or any particle will move along a circle. So circle has one center only. So center of rotation of this curved path does not change. It has only one constant center. Center of rotation is not changed for the circular path, and that particle will move along the periphery of the circle. It means the particle is rotating about one geometric axis and that axis is passing through the center of the circle. For example, if we have here one circle and this circle we considering as a circular path or the curved path, so the circle has one center O only, its center does not change. Now let us consider one point A. So A is the initial position of the particle, and this particle is going to start from this particular position A. This particle can move in clockwise direction or it can move in anti-clockwise direction. So let us consider this particle is moving in clockwise direction. So this particle will start from point A and its center of rotation will be the center of the circle. It will be O. So here, when this circle or when this particle is going to start, so it will move in a particular direction and it will move up to one other position. For example, if we are considering position B is the final position of the particle. So this particular path is covered by the particle, and the center of rotation for this particle which is moving along this particular curve or S distance. Let us consider distance as S. So center from this point A and center from this point B will be at same distance. That is why we consider motion of the particle along the circular path and the center of rotation does not change. So this is about the rotation, and this is the basic difference between rotation and curvilinear motion. In curvilinear motion, center of rotation can change, but in rotation, center of rotation or the center of the path or curved path does not change. So this is about rotation. Now let's discuss some basic terms related to rotation. So here first term which I am going to discuss, that is called angular displacement. So angular displacement we are considered as a displacement of body during rotation. So displacement of body in rotation is called angular displacement. This is the definition. Now let us consider one body which is going to start motion along a circle or along a circular path from one position A. So here we are considering this particular circle as our path or curved path, and along this circle any particle is going to move. So let us consider initial position is A, and here this particle is moving along this circle with respect to one constant center. So let us consider O is the center. Now here this particle will move with radius OA. So OA is the radius of the circle. Let us consider OA as the radius, or here let us consider small r. So r is the radius of the circle. Now let us consider this particle is moving in clockwise direction. So what will happen if this particle is covering s distance in this circular path up to point B? So A is the initial position and B is the final position. So here if we define the distance of O and B, so it will be equal to R only or radius only. So here the angle AOB is defined as the angular displacement. Here, this particle is going to move from point A to B, and this is the path followed by the particle. Now, how we can define this particular displacement? Because particle is traveling along this path. This is the initial position and this is the final position. So, this angle AOB is defined as the angular displacement of the particle which is moving along the circle. So angular displacement we are generally going to define as the angle. So this is the concept of angular displacement. Now here, as I have discussed in displacement, that displacement we consider as a vector quantity. So displacement always has magnitude and direction both. So angular displacement we also consider as the vector quantity which has magnitude and direction both. And direction of rotation can be clockwise or it can be anti-clockwise. Here we are considering clockwise direction, but this particle can move in anti-clockwise direction also. So here this particular position we consider as the final position. So this angle AOB, let us consider this angle is theta 1. So here theta 1 will be the angular displacement. So we cannot define, or this particular rotation cannot be restricted for one direction. It can be clockwise direction or it can be anti-clockwise direction. Unit of the angular displacement we can take as degree, radian or revolution. So the relation between revolution, radian and degree is one revolution we consider as 2 pi radian and that is equals to 360 degree. So here if we define from this circle. So circle, if we define the angle of the circle, so we consider 360 degree angle for the circle. So this 360 degree is defining one revolution. One revolution means here in rotation we consider, if we talk about the rotational motion. So particle is moving along the circular path and it can come to its original position also. So if this particle is moving from point O and it is moving in a particular direction, for example clockwise direction, so it will cover this complete circle, and if it is coming back to its original position A, it means this particle is covering one revolution or one complete revolution. So one complete revolution of the particle along this circle is equivalent to 360 degree. And this 360 degree we generally consider as 2 pi. Pi we consider it is equal to 180 degree. So this 2 pi will be 360 degree. So this relation we can apply, and the relation is defining as one revolution equal to 2 pi radian and that is equals to 360 degree. So this is about the angular displacement. Now let's see another term that is called angular velocity. So we can define this angular velocity on the basis of concept of normal velocity. Normal velocity we consider as rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So if we are considering one straight line and one particle at point A, it is going to start from point A and it has to be reached at point B. So this A to B is represented as the distance S, or the distance between A to B is defined by or denoted by S. Now here if we want to define the velocity of particle which is going to start from point A, so it is defined as rate of change of displacement with respect to time. This particle will take some time to cover this particular distance. So velocity we define as ds by dt. So on that basis, we can define angular velocity as rate of change of angular displacement of body with respect to time. So this is called angular velocity. So angular displacement we defined as theta. Theta is representing this particular angle covered by the particle. This AOB angle is defined as theta. It is called angular displacement. So d theta by dt. If we are considering t time is taken by the particle to cover that particular angular displacement, so it will be d theta by dt. So this d theta by dt we defined as angular velocity, which is denoted by omega. So omega will be equivalent to d theta by dt. Now, if we want to define proper formula of this angular velocity omega, so its formula we defined as 2 pi n by 60. As we know the unit of the velocity as meter per second. Now, as per the angular displacement concept, we can define unit of angular velocity as radian per second. So, this is the unit of angular velocity, radian per second. If we are considering one particle which is moving along this circular path and it is completing number of revolution during rotation or during motion. Now let us consider the angular velocity which is defined with respect to angular displacement in terms of revolutions per minute. As I told you, this is the relation between the radians, degree and revolution. And if this particle is at point A and if it is moving along this circle and coming back to its original position, so this is called one revolution, and this revolution will complete in a particular time. So if we are defining the angular velocity of the particle in terms of revolution per minute or RPM, and if body is turning n revolution per minute, in that case, if we want to define the number of revolution per second, here n we are considering the revolution per minute. Revolution per minute. Any particle is moving along the circle and it is completing n revolution in 1 minute. And if we want to define number of revolution per second, so it will be what? It will be n by 60. So if we want to define the angle which is traversed by the body in 1 second, so it will be 2 pi n by 60. So this is defining the angle traversed by a body in 1 second. So this is representing the angular velocity of the particle. Because this angle traversed by the body in 1 second is used to measure the angular velocity omega. So here this omega we can consider as the angle traversed by the body in 1 second. So this is about angular velocity. Now let's see another term. It is called angular acceleration. So angular acceleration we can also define on the basis of normal acceleration condition for rectilinear motion. So angular acceleration we define as rate of change of angular velocity of particle or body with respect to time. So angular acceleration will be what? It will be d omega by dt. This omega we defined as d theta by dt. So this acceleration or angular acceleration is defined as d omega by dt and it is denoted by alpha. So this alpha we can write down as d omega by dt, rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time. Now if we simplify this, so it will be, in place of omega, we can write down d theta by dt. So it will be d by dt, d theta by dt. So it will be d square theta by dt square. And we can also write down this alpha as omega d omega by d theta. How? This alpha we know it is equals to d omega by dt. Now if we are going to write down this as d omega by d theta into d theta by dt. So this d theta by dt it will be omega. So it will be omega d omega by d theta. This will be d theta. So this term omega into d omega by d theta will also represent the angular acceleration of the particle which is moving along a circular path or which is moving along a circle. Now unit we can define as radian per second square. Radian per second we define as the unit of angular velocity. So radian per second square will be the unit of angular acceleration. So these are some basic terms which is related to concepts of rotation. So much for watching this video. You can rate, review and share this lesson with your friends and your known people. And if you want to watch more lessons related to mechanical engineering, please subscribe the channel.